What's going on, my fellow basketball sickos? Here we are again, talking about the Celtics having a letdown and losing a game they should have dominated. There was a complete lack of focus, effort, and communication from the Celtics on defense. So in this film study, we will look at how the Heat took advantage of these things and stunned the Celtics in Game 2. In this first play, we have Tyler Hero and Bam running a dribble handoff into a pick and roll that's guarded by Drew Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis, in which Drew Holiday is going to go under the screen and Porzingis is going to give him room to get under. So as we can see, as the play develops, Drew Holiday right here decides he's going to go under the screen, and Porzingis makes sure that he has room to do this, so he is playing in drop coverage. And what's going to happen is Tyler Hero is going to attack off of this, and he's going to get into the paint, in which Jaylen Brown helps off with the strong side corner, which is usually a no-no. So as you can see, you've got two defenders right here, and Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis that are already playing help defense. So the next move should have been for Drew Holiday to rotate to the next man, since his man is taken care of. And instead, that does not happen. Tyler Hero simply turns around and kicks it out for a wide open three to start the game off for the Heat. We have another action with Bam and Tyler Hero, in which Tyler Hero dumps it off to Bam in the middle of the paint, and he kicks it out to the corner, and Derek White is going to have to rotate and scramble to get out to that corner, which he does, which leaves Jaquez wide open at the top of the key with nobody rotating towards him. So what should have happened is, when the ball gets kicked out to the corner, we've got three defenders, Celtics defenders, right here that are guarding two. So somebody should have took it upon themselves to rotate. My pick would have been Jaylen Brown, because you can say that Porzingis is occupied and Horford is closer to Tyler Hero. So my pick should have been that Jaylen Brown should have rotated once the action happened with Bam and Tyler Hero, and we see that they got that covered, and then Derek White was able to recover out to the corner. Jaylen Brown was next in line to rotate. Again, this does not happen, and they give up another wide open three that is giving more and more confidence to the Heat. In this clip, Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson are going to run a ghost screen, in which Duncan Robinson sprints like he's going to screen, and then he just denies it and instantly sprints to the open three-point spot. So as it develops, we see there's no communication between Al Horford and Peyton Pritchard on this play. It looks like Peyton Pritchard was gearing himself towards this being a switch, and Al Horford does not know this, and he stays on the ball, so they end up doubling the ball, and this leaves Duncan Robinson wide open. But the issue becomes, yes, they made a mistake, but great teams and great defenses find ways to make up for those mistakes. In this case, Brown is standing here watching the ball and watching this mistake happen. He sees that they clearly did not communicate and that Duncan Robinson is going to be wide open right here for a wide open three. But he is standing there watching the ball and does not rotate like he should. He should have simply came over, and then this would have caused Derek White to have to rotate to his man, and this would have sent Porzingis out to this man if it got to that point, and then Horford could have simply dropped back into the paint, and the world would have been right. But it never is able to get to that point because the first rotation does not happen, and Jaylen Brown does not rotate, and it leads to a wide open three from Duncan Robinson. We have another pick and roll play where this time Peyton Pritchard is going to chase over the top of the screen, and Al Horford is going to play semi-drop coverage. So he's given himself the ability to help on Tyler Hero if he goes this way, and to also be able to roll and catch Bam once he dives to the basket. So they're in good position right here. So it was not necessarily mandatory for Jaylen Brown to step over and help on this play, which would leave his man wide open, but that is exactly what happens. So as the play continues, we can see that here comes Jaylen Brown and help, and he actually lunges at the ball, and you can see that leaves Caleb Martin wide open for a three right here. But even though, again, there was a mistake made by Jaylen Brown, this could still have been avoided if we simply saw Porzingis rotate, and then beyond that, we would force Caleb Martin to have to make a decision. Does he drive when he catches it and attack the closeout, or does he simply go one more? And if he goes one more, sometimes better offense just beats good defense, but at least you made him make a decision. None of that happens, and we see Caleb Martin shoots a wide open three. Here we have simple transition defense where someone has to pick up the ball. So as he pushes it up the floor, we can see that there is some form of communication right here between Al Horford and Kristaps Porzingis, who seem to be talking to each other. But as the play continues to develop, and we can see that clearly this was a miscommunication, and they were not on the same page, because Porzingis gets caught in between and turns around too late, and it's a simple walk-up three by Tyler Hero to get him going in this game. On this play, we're going to have a post-up situation with Kevin Love, where Highsmith is gonna vacate that side of the floor, and Jaquez is gonna rotate up, and he's gonna be on the wing while Highsmith is in the corner, and you're gonna have an ISO in the post right here on Jason Tatum. So that's exactly what happens. They enter into Kevin Love, and to me, this is not a mismatch. Jason Tatum is a good enough defender to be able to handle himself one-on-one with Kevin Love, and Jaquez sees that as all this was happening and as the ball went to Kevin Love, he sees that both Al Horford and Peyton Pritchard are ball watching and not really paying attention to what's going on with their man. Peyton Pritchard tries to tell Horford that Jaquez is cutting behind him, but we can see it's too late, and it leads to a great pass by Kevin Love where Jaquez cuts behind the defense and gets an easy layup. Here we have another ball screen action with Tyler Hero, and this time it's going to be with Jovic. And they run a pick and pop, and the Celtics decide that they're going to blitz this ball screen. So they blitz, which leads to a dump off to the pop by Tyler Hero, which means that Derek White is going to have to rotate, which he does a great job of. But the next step for most defenses would be for this guy in the back, in this case is Jason Tatum, to rotate over, Jaylen Brown come and take his man, and Porzingis fall into this, and Hauser stay on the ball. Instead, they try to make Sam Hauser run from sideline to rotate one pass away, and that is impossible for anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care how athletic you are, and you can see he's just way too late, and it leads to another wide open three. Here we have another ball screen action where this time Tyler Hero is the screener, and Jaylen Brown simply gets beat off the dribble, and this is an issue because Jaylen Brown is way too good of a defender to be getting beat off the dribble like this. But again, I will repeat myself, mistakes do happen, but the bigger issue with this play is the fact that Jason Tatum, who should be the helper, Porzingis is off the hook because he is on the strong side with a shooter in the corner, so he cannot fully commit to help. So the help should come from Jason Tatum, who slides over, which would then open the door for Drew Holiday to drop down and be the help for Jason Tatum. And then Derek White would be the next man to rotate down this way. But again, we don't get that far because the help does not come, and he simply gets a wide open layup. Here's a play early in the third quarter where Derek White falls down and kind of puts things all out of whack, but we are still fine because Tatum recognizes that Derek White has fell, and he knows this, and he's going to rotate to the ball, and that's exactly what he does, as he should. I wish he would have stayed on his feet right there, but the bigger issue becomes once he gets blown by, Porzingis does a great job of rotating to next man, right here to Jaquez. White takes the ball. The issue comes on this side of the floor where two great defenders in Jaylen Brown and Drew Holiday are standing straight up and seeing that there is about to be an issue right here on the backside with Bam. Neither one of them rotates, and it leads to a great pass again from Tyler Hero, who looks off Porzingis and White, and again they don't rotate, and it leads to a wide open dunk. Again, we have another blow by, this time by Caleb Martin, where, to me, Jaylen Brown is way too good of a defender for this to be happening and for him to be getting blown by like this. But the bigger issue, again, comes with the fact that there is a 4-lane highway in the paint right here that is open for Caleb Martin to get a drive. And as he continues to drive, nobody helps. Someone has to help and make this a harder shot than simply being a wide open layup. Moving into the fourth quarter, we have another pick and roll with Tyler Hero and Bam, where Holiday is in great help position if this was middle school basketball, but this is not. And this becomes an issue when you have 2 feet in the paint when your man is out here all the way on the perimeter as a shooter. So as Hero attacks, we can see that Holiday is in great help position. Like I said, if this was middle school, but this is the NBA, and his man is wide open in the corner, and that's just a long closeout for anybody, so it forces him to have to extend, and he simply gets pump faked, and it's a wide open shot. On this play, Tatum and Holiday decide that they're going to double the ball, which means that Holiday loses Highsmith as he vacates to the wing over here, and now Bam is going to come set another screen, and to me, it looks like there's an attempt for Jason Tatum to stay in the pick and roll coverage, and he kind of hopes, I guess, because he don't tell him, that Porzingis is going to slide over and guard Highsmith, but this does not happen, and it creates another issue. They double the ball again, which means that Porzingis is seeing this and trying to make up for the mistakes of Holiday and Tatum, particularly Tatum, so he backs up to make sure that Bam doesn't get a wide open dunk on the backside. So he backs up and gets out of the picture, and they're continuing to double the ball, which leads to a wide open shot by Highsmith, which could have been contested by Drew Holiday, but he's standing there with his hands down, and another three goes in. Again, Holiday is in better position this time. He has just 1 foot in the paint this time. He does not have 2 feet in. He has 1 foot in the paint, and his man is Jaquez out here, so he can close out, and that's not a big of a gap as it was on that previous possession. So as Hero continues to attack, he kicks it, and Holiday closes out, but the issue is his hands are down. And as they always say, hands down, man down, and Jaquez makes a wide open 3 that it seems like there's a contest, but because your hands are not up, that's wide open for a player on the NBA level. Just another simply mental lapse by the Celtics in this game. Moving on into the dagger. Here we have another pick and roll action where Caleb Martin is vacating to the wing and Derek White loses him because it seems like he wanted to be involved in this pick and roll coverage where him and Holiday could switch on to Hero depending on which way he goes. And the issue is they do not communicate it. And as the play develops, it looks like it looks for a split second, like Derek White tries to tell Porzingis to back up, but I'm not really sure he's telling him back up to because Tatum is guarding this person in the corner, and that's still leaving Caleb Martin wide open. But this is another situation where Jaylen Brown, who has the benefit of being in the back line of the defense, and this time on the back side of the defense where he can literally see everything, is pointing. He's actually pointing to Caleb Martin, which means that he is aware that this guy is wide open. And 9 times out of 10, every coach that I've ever played for has told me that if you're pointing at somebody, that more than likely means that that's your rotation. And so Jaylen Brown is pointing at Caleb Martin right here, but he does not rotate, at least not in time. And Tyler Hero kicks it over to Caleb Martin, and Jaylen Brown is a step late, and this is the dagger, and that was ultimately the end of the game. So we can clearly see that there was a huge lack of focus, a lack of effort, and most importantly, a lack of communication from the Celtics on the defensive end of the floor. And with this much talent and this many good defenders and some great defenders on the team, performances like these should never, ever, 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 ever happen because these are elementary problems that a serious championship team should not be dealing with. So if they want to be a championship team moving forward, they have to make sure that letdown games like these do not happen. And if they are not able to avoid that, they will have another season end in heartbreak, and they will go into another offseason wondering if this team can win a championship with this core. Thanks for checking out the channel. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out some more of our content.